Somewhere, out along the hot August highway, the straggling troop of refugees marches into the sunset. She sweats and weeps silently in the gathering gloom, drawing flies, listening to the silent prayer call of her own heated, misled imaginings. But all of that was ahead for him, somewhere in the future. Right now he had traveled via bus to the home of the great dictator, or some facsimile thereof in the first or second degree. They were gathered like disciples around the foot of their forlorn Messiah, but he was no Christ-like figure, not anyway that Null could see. He, in fact, looked like he was speckled in filth and was perhaps recovering from a dismal drunk. An older man with a putty face going to fat, a wobbly belly, long tapering fingers that seemed to creep out in front of his face in arthritic claws, and movements that seemed to border on the physically challenged, or maybe just the inebriated. "Oh my, you've all come a long way." The disciples gathered around were, in point of fact, part of the internet cadre that the master had been putting together for years. He had become somewhat notorious for his cult-like cyber following and the controversy of his ideas, none of which could be called easily explained. "It's a pleasure to finally meet you, sir." The man sitting next to Null had a square jaw, a long face, round glasses, and smelled faintly of bad licorice-flavored candy or cough drops. Some of the men were large, obviously sweating bullets in the hot Florida sun, and the funk of their perspiration was overcoming the power of their various aftershaves. Null realized it was sweltering in here. Thought the master probably didn't believe in air conditioning and was surprised when a frumpy woman with dust in the creases of her face came up to him and said, "It's too damn hot. I'm turning on the air whether you like it or not." And he smiled and obviously relented. His smile spread across his face in slow motion. It was like the blossoming of an afterthought. "Of course, I never thought it would grow the way it has over the years. Our opposition is very strong, both locally and globally." Null had no idea what the old man was talking about and felt his attention wandering. In the next room, spilling through an open doorway into the one where they presently sat, were a number of enormous, gaily wrapped, seeming Christmas packages. A few of the packages were gradually brought in by the woman and an old black man, who laid them down with proud smiles. The old man suddenly seemed to drone upward from his monotonous speech and rose from the couch, a bit more excited perhaps, his arms held out in front of him, his fingers twitching as he bent to examine packages. Oh my, we've received so many gifts lately. I wonder how on earth we'll ever manage to open them all, or what we'll do with them. We'll need someone to help us figure out how to assemble all of this." Later, Null and another man examined the shack outside. It was a dark little space with a pitted, rutted dirt floor that looked as if it had been dug into recently. So this is where the man couldn't continue. They both felt oddly as if they were walking on sacred ground. "Yeah, this is where. 20 little bodies buried here. Some sort of mass cemetery. The house belonged to a serial killer. He remained undiscovered until his death. Must have been many years ago?" "Yes, but can't you feel it? The hungering in here? Sense of empty hunger?" Null looked at his companion strangely. The air in here was stifling and tinged with some smell he couldn't quite place. It was a smell that was at least heavy and slightly oily, and noxious and shitty all at once, like dogs must have been penned in here at one point. "I'm not sure what you mean." "Are you suggesting that their spirits continue on here, somehow?" "I'm not sure I can believe that."